think that they both are laying out the ideal plan, right? To both their points. When you're starting this process, you're involving the CEO. But to your point, Kit, there are people in the business that are also involved in the process, right? They are potential candidates. I think that the key is messaging, right? How we're messaging to these folks. I'm sure both of them have stories about how that's worked out well, and sometimes maybe it's not worked out well. But I think that there's a risk. I think that if we are being really explicit, I've found that when people are being like, we think we're going to do a succession planning for the CEO, that can start a bit of a horse race at times. I'm curious as if Richard and Benita, if you've seen this, it can start some internal politicking, as opposed to what we sometimes recommend is maybe the board knows who these candidates are, and maybe the CEO knows who these candidates are, but many times, we'll come in and do a senior leadership assessment exercise, right? That maybe there are 2 or 3 of those candidates who actually are the contenders, and maybe there are a couple others that we really do value and believe in and want to invest in their development, but we may not think of them as successors. So that process then can sort of lessen the tension or the potential politicking around who's gonna be the CEO, and more think about it as, let's assess these senior candidates, and then we can work with the board to say, who do we think actually may be in the running, and then maybe those people are either sort of a long-term succession plan, or eventually they're put against people in external that we've scanned in the market, thinking about the actual successor.